tick, boom.
What up, everybody? Welcome to What Up Clay. This channel we talk about all kinds of things, how to fix, build, maintain, as well as product review. Today we're doing another product review. Doing another review on the Double Down. This is the Trinity Outlaw Double Down. We're going to put it on the Jerry. We're going to run it through all 6 of these, or actually 7 pinion gears, the 27 tooth all the way up to 32. Then we're going to jump up to the 41 just to see how this motor handles different loads. So without further ado, let's get in this and go learn something. Okay, as I mentioned, this right here is the Trinity Double Down Outlaw motor. They call it the Outlaw motor because this right here is not roar legal. It's not legal to run at roar sanctioned event. It wasn't designed to be roar legal. It was designed to be just outside of roar limits. Some tracks out there allow these to be run. These are very, very torquey motors. They make vehicles very, very fast. We're gonna, as mentioned, I'm gonna run it on the Jerry. We're gonna run through all the different types of pinions here. I have the, as always, I have the 1 ohm resistors hooked up to this. They're the 1RJs, and I have the for the slave motor, I have the Rocket V6 Fat Boy right here. It's going to be controlled by the Hobby Wing tunalizer. Let's go ahead and start with the 27 tooth pinion gear. We'll hook it up and get this thing rocking. Okay, we're all set, ready to go. We're going to do a manual run. I'm going to run it for 20 seconds at full throttle, and then I'm going to take the RPMs with this and then check the temperature with the fluke gun here afterwards. So let's go ahead and get these things set for 20 seconds and let's start. All right, looks like we had 16,888 RPMs. Let's get the temperature on that thing. Looks like we are sitting at 82 degrees. All right, let's jump it up to 28 tooth. Okay, the 28 tooth is in there now. Let's go ahead and get this thing started and ready, set, go. All right, looks like we had about 17,512 RPMs. Temperature, we're about that temperature shot way up, sitting at about 88 degrees. Okay, time for the 29. All right, we got the 29 tooth on deck right now. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. Looks like we got about a little over 18,000 on that one. And just going to take the temperature. Looks like we have about 90 degrees on that one. Okay, 31 tooth is next. No, 30 tooth. 30 tooth is next. Okay, I got the 30 tooth on there. Let's go ahead and get it started. Our RPM, we got about 18,642. Next up is the 31 tooth. After I get the temperature. Looks like we got a little over 102 degrees. Alright, 31's next. Okay, 31 tooth on deck. Let's go ahead and kick it on. Alright, looks like we got 19,245 on that one. 32 tooth left, and then we jump to the 41. So 2 more. After I take the temperature. Then we're hitting about 105 degrees on that. Actually running pretty cool in this motor. Okay, 32 tooth is next. Okay, I have the 32 on there. So let's get the timer ready and let's go. Okay, now the temp. $105. Man, this motor's barely sweating. Okay, now we're going to jump up to 41 tooth. Put a lot of stress on this thing to see what happens. Okay, first thing we're going to do is, well, I have the 41 tooth on here. I'm going to do an auto run so you guys can see how it reacts under different loads. As it, you'll hear it as it changes speeds, and you get a better look at the amp load. And then we'll run on the manual load to get the RPMs on it. Alright, 13.25 amps, which is not much. As it was switching speeds and stuff like that, you heard it, did it without no problem whatsoever. 51.5 degrees on that. There's the inbuilt deviation, everything else looked good. Let's go ahead and run manual for 20 seconds. And then take the temp and see how it does. All right, looks like I got a little over 24,400 on there. Temperature is let's see here. We got 108. So again, this thing's not even sweating. Only 13 amp draw too. Okay, let's go ahead and put all the numbers together and look at the spreadsheet and compare it to the other motors. Alright, here's the numbers we have right here on the spreadsheet. And before I get into it, let me put my disclaimer out there as always. I know there's tens of thousands of racers out there, and with those tens of thousands of racers, there's going to be tens of thousands of different opinions on what these numbers mean. So when I'm going over these numbers, my description of the numbers, that's strictly my opinion. If you have a different opinion, by all means, put it down there in the comment section. Share your knowledge with us. I'm not afraid of it. I'm still learning a lot about these as well. So, without further ado, let's look at this numbers here. So, the Double Down, you can see, is not a fast motor. I mean, 19,980 starting out, and then it's put a load on it, dropped 16,000, almost 17. 41 tooth, 24,410. That's not very fast. But look at the amp draw. I mean, you're looking at 9 amp. I mean, the most it pulls is 13 and a quarter at 24,000 RPMs. It's only 108 degrees. That means this thing has a lot more to go. This thing keep going, because all the other motors, yeah, they're 27,000 RPMs, but they're 116 degrees. And right here, they're a lot higher in the amperage too. But yeah, you can see right here, it's very, this temperature here, 91, that's from when I did the breakdown and test of it. So it was run for a little bit. This is not room temperature run. As you see here, this room temperature is 82 degrees on the load. So, you know, that's going to be a lot less than 91. But, yeah, I mean, look at this. I mean, it doesn't even break out of the 10 amp range until you slap the 41 tooth. But, you know, I'm sure if I put probably a 35, 36 on there, maybe 30, 34, 35, probably break out of the 10 amp. No, actually, if I went to a 33 tooth or a 34, it'd leave that one. Anyhow, so I can go up another tooth and before I reach 11 amps. And each time I adjusted each time it goes up the amperage, or each time I adjust the tooth, it would go up approximately a little over 500, about 550 RPMs. Let's say 500 RPMs. So I get 500 RPMs with about 0.4 amps. So that's pretty good. Let's compare it to the other numbers. I'm going to shrink this a little bit to make it easier to see the other numbers. Otherwise, I won't be zipping back and forth and get you all dizzy. Now, let's see here. We have, so let's compare it to the Surpass. So the Surpass, if we compare the 32 or the 41 and the 41 tooth, 27,442. This one's so it's approximately 3,000 RPM difference. But look at the amperage. It's about 2.25 amp difference. If you remember, we can go up 0.2 amps and it'll give you almost a little over 500 RPMs. So, or is it 0.4? 0.4. So let's go a half amp. We'll give you 500 RPMs. This right here is approximately 2 amp difference. That's about 4 teeth higher that you can go. So if you add 4 teeth on this, and you're getting 500 RPMs for each tooth, I mean you're an extra 2,500 RPM. So you're you're going to be right up here with this guy here. Or no, I'm sorry, this one up here for the amp draw. But then you look at the temperature. Is the temperature going to be the same? To me, it looks like the temperature would be a lot lower on the Double Down than it would be on the Surpass. If you look at the 19,833 at 10.43. Let's see, we have this one right here. It's 20,000, but you're also a half amp higher. But yeah, I mean, you can look at it, you can see why the Double Down is such a fast motor. It's not a fast motor. To be honest with you, it's not a fast motor. It's just the fact that it's so torquey that you can gear it 5-6 teeth higher than any other motor, which is going to get you more speed, and you still have more torque. If you compare it to the Hobby Wing is the most popular motor on my channel. I get more views on that than any other motor. If you look at, let's see, what do we have on the Double Down? We had 19,833, or we even look at 1325. Let's see, 19,833. So we do, well, the Hobby we never go down that low, but even this right here, 19,833. So it's about 500 RPMs, 450 RPMs different here, but it's a 1 amp difference. Because Trinity, the Double Down, was 10.43. This one here is 11.46, so it's a whole amp difference. So you see there where the Double Down would have more power, more speed when you gear it. But anyways, I tried to find a way to share this document, and there's no way for me to share it. One thing I can do is I can shrink it here so that it fits on one page. I don't know if you want to take a look at it that way, and then you just kind of zoom in on it. There you go. Or another thing I can do is zoom in. I start from the top. I'm going to take a look at that there. And I go down a little bit. Look at those numbers there. Do it that way. That's the only way I looked around. That's the only thing I do. So, anyhow, this is the Double Down on the Jerry. My final thoughts on this motor are, I haven't really tested against any other Outlaw motors, so I don't know how this will compete against other Outlaw motors, but compared to the Trinity slot machine and other motors, other Roar Legal motors, like I was saying, it's real torquey motor. It's not, the reason why it's faster than all the other motors isn't necessarily because the motor itself is faster, it's just because it's torqueier. And as I'm finding out, is the torquey motors are the ones that are out there winning the most races, because people are able to gear them up higher. There are other, especially when it comes to short track races, when it comes to short technical tracks. If you have a track that's wide open, needs a lot of speed, you're always on the throttle, always hammered down all the time. I mean, that's where you'll look at a different motor, like for example, a motor that's a track that's wide open, and you're going to have to Roar Legal motor, and you have a constantly on the trigger. I'd go with the Hobby Wing G4R or the Exalt. If it's a short track and it's real twisty, technical, you need a lot of torque, it's a carpet track, high traction, whatever, I would go there with the Surpass. But that's just my opinion, and that's what I've been seeing out there. So anyhow, I hope this video was informative for you. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you didn't like it, hit the like and subscribe button anyway, just so you can watch all my other videos and make fun of me. All right, everybody, you take care.